Good evening to madam and good evening to my dear friends. Before I start my presentation, I'd like to show one video first, but I think it's all in your group, so you can see for yourself in the group. Okay. So he's one of yeah, yeah. Yeah. So he's a Australian citizen. He his house was burned down by the recent fire. So now he's asking us to build a new house with a limited time and a limited, not limited, new and modern design house. So we are made a model for the house, and this is the model of the house. So okay. Okay. So first, my product is a construction 3D printer. So this is one of the machine that used for construction 3D printers. So what it does is that it disposes material by itself using the cements, only the cements. So if you if you know in, if you know normally the traditional way is by stacking brick by brick and then cement brick by brick. But for 3D construction 3D printer is not like that. It's just cement, 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 layer by layer. So it's no need for bricks. Okay, next. Next. Okay. So this is the this is the characteristic of the machine. One of the machine. There are many types of machine. This is one of the machine. Um, so you can see it's very it's program it to do itself. So you don't do anything, and it's robotic. And one of the appearance of it is that it's made of steel. It's color. It has many color types, and it's made of metal. Next. Next. Okay. So this is the one of the method how it does, and this is another type of machine that it does. So what is the main importance of this machine that it can finish the house in one day. So you can see it finished the house in one day. It is possible for this machine because it's use only cement, so it doesn't have bricks and doesn't have labors for it. So it has more, it has quicker construction, it has less labor, it has less material waste, and then all and less cost also. Okay, and post back within
Okay.
post
Posted.
with name.
There listen to.
Okay, this is my poster, and okay, the function of the machine is that it builds the frame of the house, or bridges or benches. But the bridge is not a long bridge like the Penang Bridge. It's just a small bridge that like can walk across the rivers like that. So it cannot build like the big bridges, only small bridges or benches like that. So the another function that is the the frame of the house. So if you can see this, okay, this is the house. So if you the frame of house that is we request for him to build is that is outer layer made from the construction 3D printer, and the internal wall are made from the Mr. Brick. So later he will explain from that. Okay. And what else? And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, good evening to Madam and my fellow friends. I am server Mr. Building. So I'm connected to my channel Mr. Building. So as you watch the video, you can recognize that his name is Sam. Sam, his full name is Sri Vinayaga Murthy, who was what you can say, who was the one victim of the bush fire in Australia. So I'm feeling so pity to them who loses his house. So he asked suggestion from us to do a low budget house and modern construction system houses. So what we can suggest to him? What should we do as a engineer? So well, say what is the question? What the method we can suggest to Mr. Sam to fulfill his wishes? So I am here. I am presenting my team construction of building to present about my suggestion building. So what I can tell is my product is building. I apply IBS system. Did you guys know what is IBS? IBS defines industrial building system, which known as modern construction system in this era. So this was a very modern and technological system nowadays. So what I can say about IBS, there are many types in IBS. First, precast panel system, box panel system. Example, this is defines box system. Especially IBS manufacture the structural of component to the construction manufacture in a factory or supervised environment and then bring to the project site. So the contractor of IBS they just need to search for the project place and then they measure the panels. Like in traditional way, we need to search for the place and then bring the materials, machines all to the project site. But IBS or not. IBS, we just need to search the area and then measure the panel. Panels bring means this is panels. So they measure the panels and do order their component, structural component to the factory. So the factory side managers or workers, they do the panels and bring out to the construction site and do fix it. They just like a puzzle. We bring the panels all to the construction site and fix it. That's all. And then there are three phases of IBS. First phase is do marking the line in foundation. First, they made a foundation here. This is example. This is foundation. They do lines in the foundation to do reference to fix their panels, and then installation of mold. We can say also a mold as a panel mold. They do design the mold at the factory and then bring here and fix it. And then what we can say about there are many variety of advantage because of IBS. First of all, it's less machine works needed to complete this work. We no need to use heavyweight machines like crane. All we just need manpower and small cranes to carry out the panel and just fix it. Second, less manpower needed. Then besides, they are also control material waste using to complete IBS building structure. And then what we can say about disadvantage? Disadvantage are we cannot, if we do use IBS system to our construction project, we cannot renovate it because they are all paneled and all fixed. So if we want to break out, the whole houses or building can be smashed down. So that's a characteristic. That's a disadvantage of IBS system. So as a conclusion, what I can say, I can suggest that IBS is a good and flexible system that can be suggest to Mr. Stem who need a faster and less budget construction project. That's all from me. And then I'm one with connect server Mr. Bean. Thank you.
Okay. A very good evening, madam and my lovely friends. Today I like to share about one of the most important products that civil engineering use in construction. That is beam. Beam is primarily resist loads of building. Without beams, the houses or buildings will collapse. So for construct houses, the building is very important. Okay. Let's I explain characteristics of the beam. Is support the floor slab that formed by using a concrete that is a form of basement, upper level and ground level, and it also support the can you open the this is my personal okay, and also it support the core of the buildings, and also it support the roof of the buildings. Roof are strength to the building. Roof are made from a steel, manufactured wood, steel, and wood. And also most beam are reinforced concrete buildings that have rectangular cross section that are mainly typically seen as steel construction, but also it is a more efficient cross section for a beam is a I or H section. And function, let's see about the function of the beam is connect the structure together and separate the wall of the ground and performing waterproof protection of the building, and also contains of elements of internal and external walls that are not monolithic, that is a use but is very lighter to a building, and also it resists loads of a building because it's joined with a concrete, so it must be beam must be give strength to building. And also beam is provide a uniform distribution of loads. And appearance are mostly we can see beam in steel beam is carry out the heavy loads, and also we can see it in timber beam. Mostly timber beam we can see at houses, which means is made from wood. Mostly some people use timber beam because unique compared to other houses. And bridges, you can see a Penang Bridge. This is one of the largest bridge in world. In third place, it's also good use beam. Also we can see at the railway tracks. And okay, methods are contractors use multiplication method and Macaulay method. It's a technique used by contractor. in a structural analysis to determine the euclidean vernacular mathematically terms to find the mathematically term to build a houses. And also we can have types of beams. There are 5. It's a fixed beam, cantilever beam, continuous beam, an overhanging beam, and simply supported beam. And similarities and differences, there are 2: beams and columns. Beams are horizontal element subject mainly to bending, and column R is mainly to compression. And conclusion, for future engineers must be aware and be safe while construct a building or houses. So that's all.
Okay, hello and good morning to madam and to my friend. Okay, what I will present my product is interlocking brick. Interlocking brick. One is IBS system. Okay. Okay. As madam can see, I bring a model interlocking brick. So yes, this is interlocking brick. Wall brick. This is a brick most usually in house construction. So we present it firstly as appearance. So appearance is the length of this brick 250 millimeter, and for the wide is 125 millimeter, and for the height is 100 millimeter. And then about characteristic is this brick like ordinary brick. Okay, and then what is different this brick from the ordinary brick? This brick is using latest technology, and then this brick using different material from this brick using a different material from ordinary brick, and the material we using from to make this brick is clay, sand, cement, water. And then this brick also the characteristic like a Lego. Do you know Lego? Because if you can play a Lego, you can build it like a Lego. And then it's this brick is anti-fungus because I say it's anti-fungus because this brick don't have air space, because this brick are already compact. And then what I will tell you about a function. Okay, do you know the function is like mostly is like ordinary brick. We using it in the house construction for the wall. And then the function also like packaging material. After we finish building construction, house construction, the wall you don't need to paint the wall because it already like the cover for the wall. It's more like classic British. And then for the I will tell you about how to make this brick. Okay, one is we collect clay, cement, sand, and water, and then we will separate it according the ratio. And then we'll take all the material and put the mixer. And then after you already mix all material in the mixer, you take the mixed material, you take it and put it in the hydraulic compression machine. the machine is to make a shape of the brick, and then after the process brick will be sunburned for the 2 week. After the 2 week, and then for ready to sell, sorry. And then I will tell you about different from different is ordinary brick and the interlocking brick. Okay, for the strength is this brick is also already strong than the ordinary. For the one brick is 70 cent. But what I like about this brick, if we build a house, this brick we don't need so many brick to build a house. So the price will be low, so low compared to ordinary brick. Okay. Sorry, madam. Ordinary brick is one the price ordinary brick is so expensive, so cheaper. But we need the more ordinary brick to build a house. Okay, and then we tell you about the type of interlocking brick. Okay, first is a full brick, wall brick, half brick, beam brick, seal brick, and the corner seal brick. Okay, that's all. And then I will present to pass to Aida.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning and a very good evening to madam and all friends. Today I would like to present on topic of pipelines. What is the pipelines? Pipeline transport is the long distance transportation of a liquid or gas of a system of pipes. So next we will talk about the characteristic of pipelines. First, pipeline is an unique mode of transportation. So the second is the operations are environmentally friendly, and the next is they can move large quantities of fluids, of many fluids. So next, the appearance of pipelines is hollow, circular, shape, and long. Next, we will talk about the method. We actually have three methods in pipelines. First, Astley method. Astley method is suitable for deep water and less suitable for shallow waters. The second method is J-lay method, and the third is relay method. So next is the function of pipelines. We have three functions. First, distribution, distribution, and for the example is pipelines are useful for transporting water for drinking, and can use to move a lot of fluids over a hill. So that's all. Thank you.
A very good evening to Madam and my fellow friends. Today I would like to share one of my product is timber. Timber is usually playing a main role in a construction site. It's used by civil engineers. Okay, let's see what is a timber. Timber refers to wood that used in building and making furniture. It is also referred as trees ground of this purpose as timber. Timber can also a material that are large scale in entire world. It's also used in building both large and small. Hence, it's a consider construction of the timber of building of 6 or more stories. Timber is also system considered as the one of the best option when it's come garden fencing. When it's come to build a house, timber playing a main role while roofing, wall panels, farming, furniture, windows and doors, flooring and also ceiling. Okay, let's see what is the characteristics of the timber. Here I come with 4 characteristics which is workability, strength, smell and also color. While workability, timber is the ease with which it can cut into the required shape. A timber usually very easily workable. It should not give any damage or block the teeth of the saw during its cutting. While strength, a timber usually as heavy as much as it looks. A good timber is usually in heavy weight. A light weight of timber usually less in strength and unsound. While color, a timber usually estimated by looking its color. Light color of timber is less in strength, while dark color of timber is highly in strength. So hence, dark color of timber is preferable for engineering works. While when it's come with smell, a good timber usually smell sweet. Bad or unpleasant smell indicates a decayed timber. Let's see appearance of the timber. How the timber looks. A timber is shiny when it's freshly sawed. Then freshly sawed. Appearance of the timber depend upon the arrangement of cell in its structure. If they are arranged in a uniform manner, the uniform appearance of the timber will obtain after cutting. So usually we can find some fungal defects on the timber, which is a blue stain and substain. It can damage the appearance of the timber. Blue stain, we can say that in easy way is some kind of fungi. It's make a timber in blush, while substain is some kind of fungi attack on a timber, which make the timber is discolored. Okay, there are main two types of timber: hardwood and softwood. Hardwood is we can say the angiosperm. Easily we can say the flowering plants we can use for construction of walls, while softwood is gymnosperm. We can see it comes from tree. We can use for drawers, furniture and extra. So these two types of softwood and hardwood we can differentiate by weight, color and cost. While weight, hardwood is heavy weight. Harder than a softwood, while softwood is lightweight, softer than a hardwood. While in color, hardwood mostly in dark color, while softwood is light of color. In a cost, hardwood is more expensive compared to softwood. Okay, we see a function of the timber. Function of the timber can be divided by framework, decor and outdoors features. While framework, in certain part of the world, house entire built with wooden because it's suitable for climate conditions. House builders supposed to choose by wooden frames. Roof truss rafters can be used by wooden, and timber shuttering can be used in concrete work. In addition, construction plants require a massive wooden bearing. It can balance the entire structure. While decor, the most visible of the timber is displayed in the finishing process of a project. Like Okay, door frames, skirting, staircase are made of wooden. And lastly is howdah switches. Howdah switches like perches, decking, these all are made of wooden. In addition, garden architects will be required timber of container plan and fencing. Lastly is advantage. That advantage are divided by 3: easy to work, quick build time, and durable and easy to manage. So easy to work. Okay. A timber is a versatile. Thank you.
Pandai lah main wayang. Takat je tengok. Macam tu wayang. Kacak macam tu wayang.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to Madam and my fellow friend. Today, I would like to present about my product, rebound hammer. Anybody knows about rebound hammer?
No.
Okay, let me explain about it. First, the characteristic is quickest, simplest, and strength. Why I said that? The rebound hammer is quickest and simplest? That let me tell you about it. When I tell about the method. Next, we go to the appearance. The rebound hammer have many colors like silver, green, and black. The shape is cylinder and the end has a stick. Besides that, we go through to the function. Firstly, the rebound hammer is used to determine the compressive strength of the concrete and to assess the uniformity of the concrete. It is also to assess the quality of the concrete based on the standard specification. Next, we go to the method. I want to show you how to use the rebound hammer. First, this is example concrete. You must clean the surface, and you just press the button on above, and you got the reading. It is simple. Next, rebound hammer have 4 types. First, digital rebound hammer, digital shielded rebound hammer, concrete rebound hammer, and lastly, shielded rebound hammer. I want to talk to you about advantage and disadvantage. Firstly, its advantage is easy to use, and the equipment used is not expensive. The price is 600 to 700. It is very affordable to engineer. Yes. Next, we go to disadvantage. This is not directly related to the strength. Flaws cannot be detected with accuracy. Next, it has to calibrate every year. When we got the reading, we must calculate to get the right reading. Thank you. That's all for today.
He's not comfortable to do that.
So meaning from your condition today, I can expect even better presentation.
Of course, madam.
Can do.
Prove it to you.
So, as an overall conclusion, we reached to the destination that our model house is low price, more eligible, more flexible, which has wished by Mr. Sam. Other than that, we also suggest that the contractor who in engineering sites also do try with technological building, modern building construction system, and so we hope that Australian citizen will be recovered from the tragedy. Let's pray for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Patrick.
Very good morning to Madam Silver Model and my dear audience. As you all know, our client, Mr. Sam, whose house has been recently burned down in the Australian wildfire, has actually requested us to build a new home for him. So for that, I'm here to discuss about my product, percussion drilling. So, what is percussion drilling? Let's see the definition of it. Percussion drilling is one of the most commonly used drilling method to drill different types of soil using a hammering mechanism. Besides that, percussion drilling is also a technique which uses a rope to connect it usually connected with a hammering bit, and it will be constantly raised and lowered in a casing which will allow it to penetrate to the soil. Okay, there are three types. I can give three examples of other drillers which are involved in construction. So for example, rotatory drilling, auger boring, and wash drilling. So let's see the advantages of percussion drilling. The advantages of percussion drilling are percussion drilling is the most easiest method to use to drill in any different types of earth. So for example, you have clay, you have sand, and you have other types of different earth. It will be easier for it to, if you use percussion drilling. The other advantage is percussion drilling can be used to drill to a depth up to 250 meter and above. So for example, in 1923, in China, a company has used a drilling mechanism to drill up to 4,000 feet. So as far as I've studied, this has been the record drilling depth, 4,000 meters. I'm not sure about Malaysia, but this is the sum. So next, I would like to show you a diagram. So for me, it'll be easier to explain to you about the drilling process. So let's see. Okay, here we have the percussion drilling unit. As you see, at first we have a power unit. Normally, a power unit which is fueled by petrol generates electricity, which then rotates the spudders. The spudders are connected to the sheaver. It's connected by a chain. So when the chain rotates, the spudders will allow the drilling bit to be raised and lowered repeatedly. Hence, the process of drilling will be easier. So as you can see, to support this machine, we have the mast. The mast is used to stabilize the drilling bit, so it will not collapse. Okay, let's see. And we also have a casing and stem. The stem is used to stabilize or to hold the drilling bit to the truck, so it will not fall down and harden the process. And a casing is used to, when we drill up to 70 meters depth or deeper, normally a casing will be used. A casing will be used when the soil, after drilling, the soil does not collapse on top of the drill, and so that the drill will get stuck below. In case of emergencies, or if the soil is harder to penetrate, a baler will be used. The function of a baler is to suppress water through the drill, which will allow it to drill more easily and faster. That's it. As a conclusion, I think percussion drilling is one of the best methods that an engineer or any company can use to do or complete a project. And I hope that by end of this presentation, we will be successfully be able to convince Mr. Sam to finish his new home as dreamed. Thank you.